Today I'm going to be ranking real life cheat codes that make people like you, okay? There's a lot of cheat codes in here and they are all very, very good. So it's going to be very, very hard for me to try and rank them fairly, okay? By the end of this video, you will know the best and the worst cheat codes that make people like you, okay? Without further ado, let's get into it. First up, we have repeating the last 3 words, okay? So let's imagine somebody comes up to you and they say a story, right? They say something and then at the end they go, yeah, because she was something. And then you say, because she was, no, okay? And that will make people like understand you're listening, right? That will make people understand, wow, he's actually listening to me. Okay, I'll explain more. And, you know, that will just ignite their brain to understand, wow, this guy's actually listening. Let me tell him more. Let me like him more, okay? For me, this is one of the best ones. It's so low effort. It's so easy. It's not the best of the best just yet. So I'm going to put it in good cheat code, okay? Next up, we have going quiet, okay? This is usually when somebody says something that you don't really agree with or you don't like. And instead of replying, instead of arguing back, you go quiet instead, right? So this makes people, when you go quiet and not say anything, this makes people question themselves without any sort of reason to, right? They question themselves and then maybe they'll start to realize, oh, maybe he's right, you know, maybe him going silent means I'm doing something wrong. You know, this is a very, very good one again. It's on the best of the best. I don't think it's on the same level as repeat the last 3 words, right? Because it is a little effort, but maybe it really depends on the other person. It depends how smart they are and if they understand what you're trying to say. For me, it's gonna go into might work, all right? It might work. Next up, we have because, the because method, okay? Listen, I don't know how this works, I don't know why this works, but there's studies on this. If you say to someone because, it makes them want to agree more. So for example, you're in a line at a concert or at a GameStop for Americans. You're at a GameStop right, trying to get the new Nintendo Switch, you know what I'm saying? And you say, oh, can I please cut ahead of you because I'm running late for work? For some reason that works and people are more likely to give you the, like, say yes to your request if you put because. I don't know why this works. It's so easy. It's so simple. Apparently it's like a 90% success rate. I'm going to put it in best cheat code, okay? Next up, we have giving a role. This is when you give somebody a role. People like to know what their role is, okay? If you tell somebody their role, they will more likely than not play that role. If you say to someone, yeah, can you, like, no, not can you. You say to them, yeah, you're the party maker, right? You're the one that's going to make the party. You're the one that's going to organize it, blah, blah. They will more likely than not say yes, okay? Listen, guys, I'm not saying any of these are 100% success rate, but more likely than not, this will work. Guys, this is one of the best. It's not the best because it really depends on the person. They might just flat up say no, like, you know what I'm saying? That could happen. But if you give someone a role, more than likely it's going to work. So for me, I'm going to put it in good cheat code. Okay, next up we have the reverse compliment. Okay, so this is when somebody compliments you. What do? You don't be humble. You don't say, oh, thank you so much. Do you know what you do? Guys, you immediately tell them the compliment back. I'm going to say compliment, a different compliment that you just think up right there. They will like you so much, guys, because it's just such a nice thing to do, right? It's just such a nice little subtle thing to do with them. They'll be like, yeah, thank you so much for telling me that compliment. And everyone's going to be happy. Okay, you're going to be happy. They're going to be happy. Lovely stuff. They like you more. For me, it's not good cheat code. It's not a might work. It is the best cheat code out there. For me, guys, there's literally no competition. I mean, yeah, for me, it's just amazing. Best cheat code. Okay, next up, we have what would you do? Okay, what would you do? So this is when you are asking for advice. You're asking somebody for something and you don't say, oh, I can't do this because blah, 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 blah. Can you help me? You say, you put them in your shoes. You put them in the role you want to help, whatever. You ask them, what would you do? And this gets the most honest, the most unfiltered opinion from them, okay? Because if you tell them, oh, in my shoes, they will look at it from a different angle. If you say, what would you do? They're looking at it from their own perspective. They're looking at it with no filter, like, okay, I would do this to get the best results, all right? Guys, this is a very, very good one. It literally can't fail because, you know, it's just going to put everyone in that frame of mind. For me, it's not the best of the best, but it is a good cheat code, okay? Next up, we have between us, right? Between us It's basically when you're in a room with people, you're in a little room, and you just have 1 or 2 or 3 people there, and you go, all right, guys, between us, blah, 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 blah. Listen, they will look at you like that you just pulled out $100, right? Because they will know, okay, this is about to get serious, you know what I'm saying? Okay, let me listen. And I wanted to keep this just between us. Boom, they will listen immediately. It's just how it works. If you tell them a secret, they will listen, okay? I promise you guys that much. This is a very, very good cheat code if you want people to listen to you. It's very, very good if you want people to not spill any secrets. For me, it is one of the best. I don't see a world where it doesn't work. So for me, again, guys, I'm going to put it in the best cheat code, okay? There's a lot in the top section. It is the best cheat codes in the world. So, I mean, it makes sense, but I didn't expect to put this many up there. Next up, we have flashbacks, okay? As soon as I say that, we have flashbacks. Listen, this is highly dependent on the person doing this, right? If you're doing this to your best friend, it's going to work immediately. If you're doing this to someone like your co-worker, your classmate don't really speak to and do a flashback, you have to make sure they remember the flashback, and you have to make sure that they find it funny, or they find it informative, or they find it good, okay? They just find it, like, intriguing. If you say a flashback which they don't even remember, and they don't even know, which I really think, guys, if you say a flashback, it's like a 80% chance they won't even remember it. You're gonna look dumb, okay? I'm not gonna lie, this pays me to do this, but the first you look stupid is gonna go to flashbacks, okay? I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. Next up, we have the first move, alright? This is when you're in a meeting, you're in a classroom, you're in a group project, and you say the first thing, right? You do the first move. You do whatever. So in a group project, you make the group chat and you put what you got to do in the group chat. They will all become your listeners. They will all become people that listen to you. I promise you. That's how it works, okay? If you're in a meeting, you first up, you say, oh yeah, by the way, I think we should really do this next time. They all become followers of you, okay? For me, it is a very, very good tactic, but there are some situations where it might just not work, right? They might just be like, okay, thank you for creating, and now I'll take over, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? So it depends on who you're doing it with. You got to make sure they're not too smart, right? If they're too smart, they'll clock on immediately and they'll take control. But for me, it's not going to go and will not work because it works most of the time again. So I'm going to put it in might work, all right? And then next up, we have I noticed, right? Instead of saying I think, you say I noticed, because then people will realize, oh, this is actually my trait. People will notice this. It's not that. It's not just he thinks this, okay? Guys, this is a very good, very, very good technique. If you want them to feel good about themselves, they will like you automatically. For me, it's one of the best. It's not the best of the best because they might just think it's a compliment and then they won't even like you that much more. They'll be like, oh, okay, he's just complimenting me, blah, blah, blah. If you say, I notice, again, guys, they will think that it's just their charisma, their personality. For me, it's a very, very good one. It's not going to go to the best. It's going to go into the good cheat code. Let me know if you're ready to this. That is the best cheat code, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.